Hello and welcome to my sewing room. I am just going to give you a quick tour because I've changed some things since the last time, and I was going to wait until it was completely clean and organized, but I don't think that's ever going to happen. It just keeps going. If you have a sewing room, you know what I mean. So I'm just going to give you a quick little walkthrough. So as we walk in the door here, off to the right are the very familiar shelves with boxes of stuff. You know, I just keep moving things around. Now my books are over here too, but it's basically boxes of stuff. And family photo. Okay, so then I got a bunch of this home dec fabric a while back, so I just made curtains to cover up all of the stuff. Because honestly, we need so much stuff with this kind of a hobby, but it can be overwhelming, so I'm thinking having just a neutral type tone will cover it. And so now I open this other closet with more shelves of stuff. You know, this used to be 2 small bedrooms, and I knocked out, with help of family, the wall that used to go here, if you can see in the ceiling. That's where a wall used to be. So now it's one big room, which I love. So then continuing over, here is my thread tree with old thread and the view of the hill out the window. These are my new cabinets. I have 2 of them. There's one more coming. Love them. I still need to put knobs on the doors. But there's enough storage for 8 machines. 4 on top, 4 on the bottom, and now I have more fabric storage down here. So I can finally have a place to put all of my interfacings away, and things, lots of things. You know, same down here. It's just stuff. You know how it goes. And then over here next to it, I have one last sewing machine in a cabinet. That's my 201. She's kind of just chilling, honestly, because I like this cabinet. I like my little crystal knob and stuff. And this is my last remaining pile of baskets and bins of stuff. I just can't get myself to get rid of it. But I never use it, but I can't get myself to get rid of it. I don't know if you have things like that. And here's my little bird feeder, and they are coming to it. When I'm not here, when I'm in here and I'm perfectly quiet, they come to it. So here's another closet with stuff. Knitting needles, mink stole, just in case you need one. Big bag of leather scraps, because you need that sometimes. And then continuing around, this is my universal treadle cabinet, which does not have a machine in it. It just has a base, a tin base on it, so I can set any one of these machines or any other treadle machines I have on top of it and use whenever I want. And here's the view outside of this window at the outhouse, but you know, sometimes you need it. And gallery, this is my electric sewing table, and you have probably met Yolanda in my previous dress video. She's going to be one of my main new workhorses. She's a FAF 130, which now looks quite sexy. So, my artwork. Let me recap, because you've probably seen them. That is just from a, you know, magazine that's been framed. Jan Vermeer, or Jan Vermeer, however you pronounce it. And then this is the lighthouse at Mackinac Island. Have you ever seen Somewhere in Time? My favorite movie. This is artwork from my daughter Jessie when this used to be her bedroom as a child. She had the whole wall painted, but I drew a little frame around this one and I just don't repaint over it. So that's like straight on the wall there. This was my trip to Maine. Got that. Lovely. Over here, these are my people. So my daughters and me and my mother, her mother, great-grandmother, and great-grandmother on the other side. My father's mother, so that would be my grandmother, great-grandmother, and then that's her mother. So family. And these are little mementos from things that they did, you know. These are things that they did, and other little mementos, you know, stuff. Now down here is my serger, and I actually use it standing up. I've had it on this cabinet for several months now, and I don't mind it. I don't use my serger a whole lot, but when I do, using it standing up is just fine, because that way I still have to organize and put stuff away in here. It's empty. But that way I can keep that table strictly for my sewing machines, this one here for a serger. Then moving down, me when I was young, and I have my dress form, and then I have two others. That's a mannequin, and this is my old dress form, which is not perfect, but it does okay. And I have those in here because there's a chance my daughters are going to come visit in a few months, and if they do, I am going to try to get them to try on these things so I can make a custom dress form for each one of them, and that will simplify the process for when I'm sewing for them greatly, because they're all terribly out of state. Right now one is in Arizona and one is in Chicago. So I'm standing with my back against the wall over here. This is my big table work area now, down the middle of the room. So here is my pattern cabinet. You know, I just have things separated by topic, you know, vintage-ish stuff. Same thing here, and then on the bottom I have patterns that are current that I've purchased and haven't made up yet, you know. And over on this side is a little roller cabinet that has all of my stuff. Again, that's the technical word I'm using, because you just need a place to have everything handy. And then next to that I have the little metal bookshelf that I used to have my books on, but I'm keeping my iron on it here. And next to my iron is an IV pole. I have my little extension cord just kind of taped to it, as you do, with my water hanging from that, and then the ironing board right here. So at my work table, for the shots where I have to get huge amounts of space in, I have this tripod mounted to my ceiling, and for the regular ones I just put, hang on a sec, I gotta get my little thing there centered, stick this one in that little hole, and I have a tripod there that I can just move stuff over and center it on my table. Okay. And then of course over here just grommets and stuff, and baskets and tape and things. And this is usually where I sit to do everything. I love this table. It's actually a desk that I got at a auction for like $5 many years ago, and I just have it up on some bed risers. And this was just underneath the desk and stuff. So that's it. It's not a real fancy room. It doesn't look like it came out of a showroom in IKEA or anything, and nothing matches. But it's very functional, you know? It's very functional, and it is my happy place, and I just thought I would share it with you.